Hey, Joe Flacco ain't.
Nah, bro, the back of my man, bro.
So Shedeur is the best quarterback in that room. Touch, timing, anticipation, critical situation, football. He is excelling. Browns are smart as week one because why waste time with any of the veterans? Well, and the fans will be clamoring for one of these rookies. So why not start the most popular one, the most talented one, the first round talented Shedeur Sanders?
Y'all tried to go with ESPN narratives about bad interviews from anonymous people. Shedeur Sanders has taken over the Cleveland community. If it's not him giving back to the community, it's him getting shouted out that he's the best community or best quarterback in the land. And that's not me. Those are from the Cleveland Brown fans. So today we're going to take a peek at the fact that the biggest thing that he's been doing leading up to training camp has been grinding. Shout out to Pusha T. Yo, that new Clips album, yo. Anyway, not the point. The point is we're going to watch him grind through some things and hear a few words from him. This is a little throwback video speaking about the process, right? Shedeur and the Browns prior to the draft, what meant to happen is going to happen. So we're going to start here, and then we're going to see how he's been able to take advantage of that opportunity.
Bro, I've been doing a lot of thinking, bro. What's meant to happen, and it's going to happen. You know, I don't feel like God would ever put me in a place, you know, I'm not supposed to go. We made it everywhere, you know, that we have went and been successful. Whatever happens, happens. I know at the end of the day, you know, God going to put me on the right team.
Absolutely. And I do think, you know, the right team was chosen because this is July 16th. They reported this Friday. Today, I'm recording this Saturday. It's probably going to go out Saturday. So they just reported to camp. The rookies just reported to camp. You know what I'm saying? Earlier in the week, Shedeur was giving back to the peoples, but he was also getting his grind in, right? And I think the biggest thing that I have looked at, and I told y'all this, if we want to go all the way back, I don't think I have that video of him when they first got here, but we can go back to the other one. Obviously, when he first came, he was running hills. He was you know already getting that work in. So it was something that started early and often and continues to go as it leads into the season. I was like, hey, look, he's not gonna shade down his 40 jumping hills. He's not gonna get 20 more yards of velocity or whatever. But what he can do is sharpen his sword, and I think we've seen Shedeur as sharp as possible. I think the biggest thing that stands out to me is I feel like there's been a noticeable improvement. Not just velocity, because he's always had velocity, but again, understanding that this is a bigger ball and understanding that the velocity and the way that he's been able to attack it still fundamentally has been really good. And at the same time, incorporating a lot more of his top half, right? He's a fundamental type thrower where it's a lot of bottom half generating that torque, which is there's nothing wrong with that. It's the way Tom Brady throws, right? But adding some more whip to the top of this throw, which is a really small thing, but it's something that you can do over, I think, a few months. Hey, how do I get a little more torque out of my arm? I think he's prioritized that, and that small little detail has allowed him to, I think, have a lot more consistent velocity, even though the balls are still catchable. He's been known to have one of the more catchable balls. I mean, he's over here coaching up the people. I like that. So, I mean, he's been known to have an extremely catchable ball, but in the NFL with a bigger ball, with tighter windows, where he's going to have to throw a lot of people open. He's going to have to throw, and I'll talk about this often, what an NFL throw is. It's not simply just, hitting your guy at every moment. Sometimes it's going to be 3rd and 6, and you're going to have to get it to your guy, and you're going to have to throw this back shoulder fade. Hey, Jalen Hurts, third and anything, he's going to who. It's going to AJ Brown, and it's sometimes it's covered, sometimes he's draped. But can you, as a quarterback, trust not only your receiver but trust your arm to put it in a spot that your guy can go get it, right? Those are what the NFL throws are. It's not just those. We've seen Shedeur throw a super tight window throws. We've seen a lot of these guys throw it, but have we seen these guys throw NFL throws, which is again, being able to trust your guy, being able to put it on the back of somebody's head, and really hope that you got that arm that, hey, it's not gonna be in harm's danger, or in harm's way rather. And of course he's getting that work in with the pads on, with the helmet on, very important. He's in with the what we like to call shells, because he don't got the pants on. As you know, the pants is really what makes it hot, to be honest with you. But everything else is really good. Get your, if you don't know, if you've never thrown a football with pads on, it's a whole different thing. Especially because I wasn't a quarterback, so I had my little linebacker pads, and I would try to throw the ball like, ow, my God, like it's a whole thing. Like, so there's quarterback pads that give them a little more reach, but it's still a different feeling, right? It's it's a little different motion. So understanding that and kind of getting used to that is dope. And of course, he's getting some intricacies, telling the boys to run back to the ball and everything. Oh, that boy! Hey, you like to see that? You like to see that turd kick up? You like to see that them rubber pellets kick up? But yeah, man, just whole lot of work. This is all the work that he's been doing. This is a lot more recent. A whole lot of angles, different things like that. Shout out to I think this is Geist that did this one.
The problem is what people say about.
Oh, sorry, they got what's it called? 50 Cent over it. I thought it was just, where's my clips, dog? There it is. And I want you to see this thing. Look at this thing, dog. Look at this thing right here. This is what I was looking for. Right? Boom. I mean, come on, man. I'm liking it. I'm liking what we're seeing. I'm liking what we're seeing out of Shedeur Sanders. So with all this being said, with all the work being said, and the people saying things like this.
Appreciate y'all, bro. Hold on real quick.
Hey, Joe Flacco ain't shit.
Nah, bro, the back of my man, bro.
Yeah, but I like Shedeur more though, you feel me?
Yeah, that's my man, bro.
Hey, you take it easy though,
No,
boss.
appreciate y'all, bro. I'm gonna see y'all.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see y'all. So that's what the fans have to say about Shedeur. That's what they have to say about QB1. Hey man, they want Shedeur. Now I don't like the Flacco disrespect. Okay, let's keep it kosher about Joe Felicity, right? FCS legend. I know Delaware is no longer in the FCS, but FCS legend Joe Felicity, January Joe. Let's not do that, okay? But that's what they said. What are the media people saying? Let's get back into some media punditry. Daniel Ofosi, who does some great things. Please follow him on X. He does great Cleveland reporting. He's got some things to say about the quarterback battle on ESPN, on NFL Live, more importantly. So let's hear it.
It's interesting, Daniel, because I think you've got the race for the starting job, and then you've got the race to see who even makes the roster. There are 4 quarterbacks, and it's hard to imagine that the Browns are going to keep 4 quarterbacks on their opening day roster. And this might be the most interesting position battle of any team anywhere in the league as training camp goes. I'm curious, Daniel, did any quarterback jump out to you during the spring? Just your opinion.
My opinion, Shedeur Sanders really did stand out. Again, all of those skills that we talked about pre-draft, the poise, the accuracy from the pocket, we saw that. But the caveat was it was with the second-team offense and against the second-team defense. So that's why I'm really interested to see, can he crack that rotation and get some reps with Myles Garrett pass rushing against him in those summer practices, you know?
Hey, he makes a really good point. And I think that's been a big point that a lot of, I'm not gonna call them haters, but I'll call them critics, right? I'm not just gonna just sit there and call them haters. I'll say the critics of Shedeur Sanders had to say about a lot of people hyping it up. And when you have people like this is my guy Corey. Y'all know him on Twitter. He does the whole fake reporting at what's it called, training camp, and just to set Shedeur up for failure. That's his bag. But I do think it's fair because Daniel he's been pretty, I think it's clear him being at the events and kind of reporting very positively of Shedeur. I think he's a Shedeur guy. And there's nothing wrong with that. So the fact that he, like me, like myself, still like, hey, let's put things into perspective, right? Let's look at the reality of what Shedeur needs to do and what he's done. So far, he's looked great against the twos, right? He's looked great without pads on. He's looked great without a real pass rush. Okay, so these are the things that we have to sit there and acknowledge. And I think that's fair. I think that's something that you have to acknowledge. I think it's something that you have to think about when we speak about how we're going to project him out, right? And to the other point of that, I think Shedeur Sanders' battle is just getting on the team, right? And I don't think that's going to be I don't think it's going to be a hard battle. I don't think they drafted him to not be on the team. And if he doesn't get on the team, I think someone's going to pick him up. I don't think it's going to be a big deal. Even though Andrew Berry has came out and said that they don't plan to trade any of the rookies that they brought in. So, hey, I don't know what the Browns can do. We don't know. The Browns don't know. I don't even think Andrew Berry knows. But more importantly, I just do think it's fair to be somebody who's a Shedeur guy, even me, to be like, hey, these are great, and I like him, and he's been impressive, but we still need to ask for, hey, what does he look like against the ones? And Mr. Corey has to say things like he just witnessed Shedeur Sanders make the best pass he's seen in his 20-plus years of covering training camp. The kid is going to be special. I mean, clearly a lie, but you know, I don't get this before we continue because we have another video to watch. But I just, you know, like what's the shtick? I asked the dude like, yo, like if Shedeur actually is good, like, do you just continue just glazing like in joke, or do you start hating? Like, cause like at what point is the joke? Like the joke's cooked at some point, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping, but yeah, man, you got people saying things like this. His 20 years of training camp special. So with all the hype that's clearly around him, manufactured or not, I think a lot of people want to see what it really looks like against actual talent. You know what I'm saying?
The last time we saw Joe Flacco in a Browns uniform, he was turning the ball over in a collapse down there in Houston. Last time we saw Kenny Pickett play football, he wasn't doing so well with the Philadelphia Eagles, and he was a first-round pick with Pittsburgh. And had he been that guy, he'd still be in Pittsburgh, who are still looking for their QB of the future. Dillon Gabriel, listen, from August 2024 to April 30th, not one person in this great country thought Dillon Gabriel was better than Shedeur Sanders, so he's irrelevant in this conversation. So Shedeur is the best quarterback in that room. Touch, timing, anticipation, critical situation, football, he is excelling. So where he has to improve in the preseason and really stand out is how he gets rid of the football. We talked about how he took a lot of sacks at Colorado, not much so at Jackson State. So that was a new thing we saw him do at Colorado. Can he get rid of the football? Can he avoid the negative plays?
Okay. First off, thank you for pointing this out. I want to make sure who is this. I want to get his name correct, but he's doing a great job. I do this all the time where I'm asking y'all, why do y'all just pretend like he didn't play at Jackson State? Why do y'all say, oh, he took all these sacks, he did whatever, his record is blah, blah, blah against all these people? Like he didn't play at Jackson State. He didn't have those issues at Jackson State. To his point, he didn't have, oh, he holds onto the ball long, he gets sacked a bunch. It's almost as if Colorado had a historically bad roster that went 1-11 before they came there, and they had to build a better offensive line. It's almost like he gained bad tendencies from terrible talent. And it's so crazy to go off on another tangent about this whole idea. And y'all pick and choose this. You know, Deion Sanders perfectly built this roster for Shedeur. Y'all pick and choose when y'all want to use that narrative. So he specifically picked bad offensive linemen? Is that what y'all saying? At Jackson State, that was not a problem. That was not an issue. That wasn't a part of his profile. It was accurate timing. One of the best pocket passers could do it. Sniper up there. Right? And then when you get a terrible offensive line, when your running game is ranked the worst in all of FBS and your attempts is dead last in all of FBS, we've looked at the stats, dog. That doesn't make a positive environment to hold on to the ball or to even take a regular drop back. So yeah, you're gonna get bad tendencies. So can we let him get behind a good offensive line? I don't think the Browns' offensive line is the one. I do want to point that out. But maybe an NFL offensive line does what it is. You still got Joe Bitonio. So just Shedeur, get behind him. Get behind Joe Bitonio. But yeah, man, I don't like it. I don't like when y'all get in my comments and y'all say 12 and or this and that. He does this, he holds the ball. Dog, there's 4 years of tape and y'all only reference 2 years. Y'all not gonna reference the progression of his completion percentage? Y'all ain't gonna reference him being one of the most hit quarterbacks? We gotta be fair when we have these conversations, dog, and I'm happy someone's being fair. Continue.
The sacks. Outside of that, he has the best talent, and he has done the great Nino Brown thing. You see him in the community. He's buying goodwill. So the fans who want to see him, it's like passing turkeys out at Thanksgiving, right? This is what he's doing. So he's also, coloring on both sides of the fence. He's doing a great job in the community, which buys that goodwill. But once he gets on the field, based on what we saw in OTAs, minicamp, it's going to show that he's going to be the guy.
So when do you think we actually do see him on the field? Is that something that you think is possible this season, next season? What do you think it's going to be?
If the Browns are smart, it's week 1. Because why waste time with any of the veterans, whether it's Flacco or Pickett? And if you have your choice of starting a rookie, whether it's Gabriel or Sanders, why not just go with the rookie? If you're expecting this to not be a good team, then play the young guys and see what you have. So for me, it's week 1 because we know if you start Flacco or if you start Pickett, you're going to get blown out either way, and the fans will be clamoring for one of these rookies. So why not start the most popular one, the most talented one, the first-round talented Shedeur Sanders in week 1?
The first round talented Shedeur Sanders in week 1. Look, you know me. If you've been watching these videos, I have been banging the drum for Shedeur to not start week 1. And that's simply because I do think that he's a first round talent and I do think that he can do phenomenal things. But I don't think rushing him behind a team in the Cleveland Browns that hasn't had, we'll say, the best track record of anything lately, I think that it's smart to be hesitant about wanting him to just go out there and be the guy because, you know, do the Browns even have the facilities needed to ensure that they can equip him for success? It's something that needs to be asked. It needs to be asked, hey, what's the identity of this team? Something needs to be asked, what and at what point, right, is that identity going to be found? You just lost potentially a star freshman running back, a rookie running back, right? There's even more question marks before Shedeur Sanders joined the team at this point. And I think that Shedeur Sanders in a good way is adding to those question marks. Like I said, being in the community, clearly having an impact in the community. We already did a video about, you know, him giving back and doing that consistently. That's just nothing new. I'm almost bored making those videos because it's like, dog, I thought we told y'all. I told y'all Shedeur Sanders was a great person. Y'all tried to go with ESPN narratives about bad interviews from anonymous people, but then you see in real life what he does. You see in real life that he gives back to the community. You see in real life he's actually grinding and putting in the work. So I cannot wait to see it in training camp. I can't wait to see some reps. I can't wait to you know, really get into the nitty and the gritty. Hey man, I hope he proves me right. I think Shedeur Sanders is that dude. I've been watching him play for a while. You know what I'm saying? So I want to see it flesh out well, and I'm really excited. So if you are as well, go ahead and leave a like on the video. If you're not, just like the video. You know, subscribe if you enjoy college football content, all things in between, man. The season is right in front of us. Camp's here. And videos going to be smacking you in the mouth, son. So if there's something you want to see, this week I did a Gabriel Peppers video. I did a Giants video. I did all types of stuff. So like, what y'all want to see? My guy asked for a Giants video. I gave it to him. If you got something you want to see, let me know down below in the comments. Continue to be phenomenal. Continue to be great because you are phenomenal. You are great. Yeah, we'll see you next time. Appreciate you. Peace.